I'm Edward Schmidt.
My name is Mike Taylor.
My name is Kevin Stark.
My name is Kyson Stark.
My name is Lucy Battershell.
Hi, I'm Jacob Armstrong.
My name is Connor Wright.
My name is Evan Fritchie.
My name is Anna Lizette.
My name is Ben Bays.
My name is Brendan West.
The head coach of the robotics team.
I am the assistant to the coach.
I'm a programmer and the secondary driver.
My role is mostly talking strategy and helping with designing shirts and banners and just anything like that.
My role is basically spirit. We do flags and stuff.
And I am the senior software developer.
I'm one of the main people for mechanical.
I'm involved with many things on the team, but mainly mechanical engineering.
I'm the human player.
And I'm on the mechanical team.
I'm the head driver and one of the people on electrical team.
My favorite part about being the head coach, I think, is watching the kids grow from being freshmen and not really being excited but not knowing what they're doing, and then by the end of it really leading the team and kind of fostering that leadership. That's my favorite part.
My favorite part of being on the team is when you first get to the event, when like all the teams are setting up and like the field is there and it's nice and big and shiny and really pretty and everybody thinks they're gonna like be number one. That's such a really cool feeling.
My favorite part of robotics is how we strategize for a new game every year and find the optimal strategies to win the competition.
And my favorite part of the team is easily the people. I really enjoy talking to people, and what we talk about in robotics is just like nerdy stuff, and it's really nice to just be a person sometimes.
My favorite part of the team is probably watching the timeline of where someone or the whole team builds basically from nothing a whole robot. And you're like, whoa, when did that get there?
And my favorite part is to turn coffee into code.
And my favorite part is every year, whenever just seeing all the new people especially come in and just be a part of the team. It's like they've been here for years. It's awesome.
I really love how everyone on the robotics team like works together towards like one common goal. It's great.
My favorite part is probably the fact that everyone's really funny and don't hate me.
And my favorite part about the team is actually just like building the robot, like the process of rebuilding it every single time we make a screw up or something, and fixing those problems and making them worse sometimes is just what robotics is.
And my favorite part of this team would just be everyone working together and creating something like this year after year without fail.
I am interviewing Ben. He is a senior on the robotics team, and I have a few questions for him. So the first question is, what project are you currently working on?
A part of the mechanical team, so I'm working on this intake and the funnel that gets it up into the hopper currently. So those are like my main projects right now.
Nice. How many years have you been with the robotics team?
This will be my 4th year, so senior year should be the best one, hopefully.
Nice. And what has been your favorite project so far?
My favorite project's probably been the process of like rebuilding the robot from like the mistakes that we've made. So like this intake we've had to redesign like 8 times, and so it's annoying, but it's fun because you get to do engineering and it's fun. Sure.
Nice. And what has been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part is probably the design of like media, videos, t-shirts, banners, just anything like that. I think it's really awesome to see anything, the representation of our robot on design.
Nice. Thank you. And what has been your favorite part so far?
My favorite part is probably the design of like media, videos, t-shirts, banners, just anything like that. I think it's really awesome to see anything, the representation of our robot on design.
This is Edward Schmidt, and he is the coach of the robotics team. And I was wondering, how many years have you been coaching robotics?
This is my 8th season, so 7 years.
Nice. And how do you guys come up with the ideas?
We have a kickoff where we kind of all get together and brainstorm ideas and things like that. The kind of the transition piece and why I brought Connor in here to talk about is kind of how we come up with an idea and then make it a reality through like prototyping. So Connor, do you want to talk about the like lift mechanism, how you came up with that, and then how we've changed it over the time?
So
and kind of talking to
one of the parts for the game is at the end of the game you have to go up and climb onto a bar, and so I designed a thing to where this middle shaft will be driven by these motors and lift up, and it'll have a hook attached to it that'll hook onto the robot or onto the bar, and then these will lower back down, leaving the hooks up on the bar, and we'll eventually put a winch on here, and the hooks will have strings on it that will get wound up to raise the bot up.
So we're not totally there yet with the design, but we're still waiting on a couple of parts to get machined and sent to us. But you asked like how we brainstorm, how we come up with our ideas. A lot of times it just starts with something simple like writing it on paper. And then what did you do right after we had like our paper sketch? Like you said, you had one drawn up at like 2 a.m. or something,
Yeah,
and then you took it in here. What did we do after that?
We just went over it we had a couple of different people look at it and come up with a couple of different ideas, and then I came in here and made like a mock-up prototype one.
Just out of whatever materials we kind of have around here.
Yeah.
I think most of the robot is kind of designed. I think what you're seeing now is about 80%, 90% of the robot. So we still have a lot of work to do, but yeah, that's just a little insight on how we design things.
I am with the programming team for the robotics team, and I just want to know how you guys got into coding in all this.
In my freshman year, I had Evan Fritchie's older brother, Eric, come in, and he was just teaching me how to do anything that we needed to do in this code. And that first year, I spent pretty much the whole year just learning Java because I was one of the few people who actually wanted to learn. And from then, I've just been able to help and, lead if needed.
Personally, I was on the middle school robotics team, first LEGO League, and so there's some drag and drop coding in there. It's not very complex. And then also I got into coding mods for Gmod in Lua, but this is a different script than that. So I had to learn some new things.
So I've been programming since I was like 12. I actually did start out in Java because of Minecraft, go figure. I never really made anything with it, but it did start me with my career in software development.
How many years have you guys been coding?
I would say about the same time as him, maybe like a year or two after, I'd say 3-4 years maybe.
Nice. Does coding get hard for the robotics team, or do you guys already know what you're going to be doing for the team?
We know the framework of it, like set this stick to do the drive, set this one to do the other side. I mean, some of it's really basic, but then what he's doing right now, this is where it actually starts to get complicated because we have to think about timing and distances, and we have to do like complex formulas to figure out what we need to put in order to get what we want. And then it's rigorous testing throughout the rest of the season for that.
And in the same way, actually, what we're doing right now is the fun part because we actually learn a whole lot during this. We're coding the autonomous for the bot, so it's when we're not controlling it at the beginning of the match. So we learn a lot about like our bot and how it operates, and then also we're learning new parts of code every time we do it. So,
how long does it take to usually code a robot?
It depends on how complex the robot is. For our 2018 season, we had a really, really basic robot, and it took maybe like a week and a half tops to fully code it all. But for this robot, we've been working on it since around the beginning of January, and it's only taking this long because we're trying to learn new things with our framework and our structure for the rest of for years to come.
in the same way, this is taking a lot longer than our 2019 bot because in that game you didn't really have to do autonomous, so we didn't.
How do you guys connect the coding of this on the computer to the robot?
Well, there is a router on the robot which we connect to whenever the robot is powered on, and that gives us access to kind of like the brain of it. It's called a RoboRio. It basically just takes whatever we put in any files, and it runs it line by line as needed until something else is called. So we basically just push it onto a little gray square, and then we can control it by connecting to it.
Yeah, that should work.
Is it already on?
Yeah, do not press record yet.
I don't like this. This is bad. I redid this. Go give me.
Is it recording? Wait. Oh, no. Okay.
I'm Stark. I'm a senior here on the robotics team. I'm part of pieces to the game to change.
Yeah.
Is
a free coffee. I turned coffee into code.
Give me a 5, 4, 3, like that. That's what you're supposed to do. Okay.
This is Kyle Stark, and he is.
That's not my name.
This is Kai Sins.